Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. Getting ready to dive in on this Friday, March 8th edition of Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, as we jump around Sun Devil Athletics, what's going on? Obviously, women's hoops wrapped up, Pac-12 tournament as they fell to Utah, and then also men's hoops last night. Oh, tough one against SC. Baseball, softball kickoff. Pac-12 play this weekend. And water polo's jamming. Swimming, again, is rocking as well. And guess what? Track and field. Again, Summer Olympics coming up, obviously, this summer in Paris, and there will be a Sun Devil in Lyon Marchand, obviously representing his home country of France, and obviously the Olympics in Paris. So again, very, very cool as we march on towards that. Also, like I said, baseball, they are hosting the Ducks starting conference play this weekend, and the softball team, the Lady Devils, finally, well, I don't mean finally, it's a bummer that they are on the road, but again, starting the final season of Pac-12 conference play there up in Seattle to take on the Huskies of UW. So, hey, once again, lot going on, and obviously water polo, which is totally dominating as well. Yeah, water polo dominating, and that is obviously very, very awesome to see too. So yes, we will get to all of it. Men's hoops though last night, obviously a tough one against SC. But before we get to that, again, at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter, is where you can find the show. Also my IG, michael.carrotanuto.5. And guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know Pitchfork Lunchers, I say it every day, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube. And you can hit up and subscribe to my channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube. Subscribe. Those shows are all there. You've missed a ton of great interviews. Obviously, getting to know players, coaches, programs, sounds from practice, media availability from practice, hearing from different coaches and players as well. Again, don't miss out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at MVC005 on YouTube, and you can subscribe away. So, and binge watch everything. Check it out. It's fun to binge watch. Like I said, coaches, players, voices, insiders, all the good stuff. And we are going to get more on as we keep marching on here in this inaugural season of Pitchfork Lunch. And spring sports, like I said, in full effect. So, again, just a little PSA there. But, like I said, men's hoops last night, man, that was a roller coaster of a game against USC. If you did see it, if you didn't watch it, come on, man. Shame on you. No. But that being said, also golf. Congratulations to men's and women's golf as the Arizona State women. By the way, I know I talked about a lot yesterday. I talked about what Grace Summerhays did, able to finish 2 under. And in the top 10 in the tournament. And the men's team won down in Cabo. So the women's team in South Carolina, they win the Darius Rucker Intercollegiate. And yeah, also, by the way, the Sun Devils win 4 more races on day 2 of the Pac-12 championships, and Leon Marchand breaks the 500 free NCAA record, and they are up in Federal Way, Washington. So, yeah, just again, absolutely awesome. See that, and we'll get into more of that. I will get into times and results as the show goes on. But yes, for the men taking on USC in hoops last night. It was tough because Frankie Collins ended up fouling out of the game. There was one foul he picked up. I want to say, what was it, about under 5 minutes, around 5 minutes, a little bit over 5 minutes. His 4th, and then, but it just, again, a lot of you may have seen, probably not a foul he should have picked up. But they lose 83-71 to the Trojans. Or sorry, said it backwards. 81-73 to the Trojans, who are now 13-17 overall and 7-12 in Pac-12 play. The Devils now fall to 14-16 and are 8-11 in Pac-12 play. But Jose Perez, another solid performance last night. 11 for 11 from the free throw line. See, that is what I'm talking about. Adam Miller was 7 for 10. I mean, 70% is decent from the line, but 22 of 30, and they were 73% from the free throw line. Again, on the road, would have liked that up to 75%, but still 11 for 11. Jose Perez 7 for 10. But what did they do? They went downhill. I'll talk more about it in a little bit. But got a lot to. But went downhill. Jose Perez. Was 11 for 11 from the free throw line. He finished with 25 points. Adam Miller had 18. Frankie Collins, like I said, who had fouled out, had 11 points. And then Jemiah Neal had 7. And Sean Phillips Jr., he had 5. Kamari Lands with 4. And then Bryant Salabange had 3 points. Not as many rebounds as he did the first time, but did have 2 rebounds and 1 assist, also 1 steal. Frankie Collins, well, I said I don't know if he could get 6 again, but he did get 4. He swiped the ball 4 times last night. 4 more steals for Frankie Collins, a team that had 10 last night. But yeah, Jose Perez 7 for 12 from the field, 0 for 1, only took the 1 3, but 11 for 11, like I said, from the line. So 25 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, and 2 steals for Mr. Jose Perez. Game was tied at 32 at the half, and then SC outscored him 49-41 in the second half. A huge and the Devils were, not a very good 3 for 16, 18% from the 3-point line. 2 for 8 in the first half, 1 for 8 in the second half. Boogie Elso, he had 28 points last night. And like I said, him being back in the lineup and healthy changes things. 28 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal for Mr. Boogie Ellis. Kobe Johnson had 15. DJ Rodman had 11. Isaiah Collier, they held him to 8 points. Josh Morgan had 8 points as well, as did Oziah Sellers. Vincent Iwuchukwu had 3 points, and that caps all of USC scoring. But they were 50% from the 3-point line. I mean, they were 5 for 13 in the first half, and then 7 out of 11, 63% in the second half to end up 12 for 24, exactly at 50%. So that kind of did ASU in. SC shot 45% from the field. ASU shot 50% from the field. So again, overall field goal shooting, not bad. Just the 18% from 3, taking the 16 and, like I said, making 3 of them. But yeah, we'll get into a little more of it too. Down the stretch, again, it was tough without Frankie Collins. He fouled out with, I think, 2:59, 2:55 left. So just under 3 minutes left to go in the game when it was still in the balance. Frankie Collins did foul out, and that was tough. You can just tell by the way Coach Hurley, even after the game, but very frustrating, because again, look into and they played again for a lot of the game. I mean, they got down. USC got up quick. ASU battled back. Adam Miller. Adam Miller had a solid game, but I mean, just a first half. He was hitting everything. I want to say, because he finished 5 for 10 from the field. 7 for 10 from the free throw line. But I mean, I think at one point at the halftime, he had 11 points. And I think was shooting perfect from the line at the time, as was Jose Perez. Look, you get 30 free throw attempts, you go 22 of 30. Like I said, 73%. If they hit all of them, again, which not everybody does. I know this. We understand this. I'm just saying, you figure that's another 8 points. This game's going to overtime. So it's, they were 22 for 30. SC was 25. So both teams with 30 free throw attempts. SC shot 83% from the free throw line. They were, like I said, they were 25 for 30. So both teams committing a lot of fouls and getting the other team to the free throw line. But yeah, no, this is one, like I said, yeah, they definitely needed. And like I said, Boogie Ellis. Yeah. Boogie Ellis, a 28-point game. You got, 3 guys in double figures. And ASU had 3 guys in double figures. I mean, Perez had 25, and then Miller, like I said, at 18. Collins had 11. And it was crazy because of those 3, it came down to they all scored the same amount of points because Boogie Ellis had 25, so he had 3 more than Perez. But Kobe Johnson had 15, yet Adam Miller had 18, 3 more than him. And then both DJ Rodman and of USC and then Frankie Collins of ASU had 11. So 3 guys each had 54 points. But bench points, SC won that by 4, 11-7. You look at, no team had taken foul points in the paint. ASU dominated that 32-14. Turnovers, ASU had 18. SC only had the 11. Second chance points, SC had the nod in that 13-7. Fast break points, SC 18-13. Bench points, like I said, 11-7. The score was tied 6 times. The lead changed 11 times. So look, it was back and forth. It was a 5-point game. Then USC went on a 5-0 run. And then ASU was able to answer back with some hoops. But just, again, Frankie Collins fouling out made it very, very tough that last 3 minutes of the game. But 81-73, the final there. And, now looking at that, and we'll talk about it, but Pac-12 standings in men's hoops. Arizona, again, they got easy. They coasted to victory last night over UCLA. They're now 15-4, and they're the outright Pac-12 season regular season champs. Is number 5 Arizona, because Washington beat Washington State, little Apple Cup rivalry there, 74-68. So they're 14-6, and then Colorado's 12-7 after their win last night. Oregon and Utah both lost last night. Oregon's now 11-8. Utah is 9-10, as is UCLA, who lost last night. Washington won last night, so they're 9-11, as is Cal, who they also lost last night. And then ASU, who lost last night, is 8-11. Stanford won last night. They're 8-12. And then USC, with their win last night, they're 7-12. And then Oregon State, they did win last night. They beat Utah, and they are now 5-14 in conference play. And then Stanford beat Cal in that rivalry game, 80-58, to improve Stanford, like I said, to 8-12 in conference play. Cal 9-11, as they are done. So ASU could, if they win, they go to 9-11, and they would have the same record as Cal and Washington. And they would have beaten UCLA and split. So UCLA would be 9-11 as well. So I don't know if that can improve their seeding, but the top, Arizona's got, the top The top 4 are settled. It just depends where 3 and 4 will be because Colorado did beat Oregon last night, 79-75. So they're 12-7. If Oregon beats Utah and then Colorado loses to Oregon State, that could shake it up. But yeah, 1 and 2 are set. Arizona's 1, Washington State's 2. And then it looks like Colorado's going to be 3, and then Oregon will be 4. But a battle for 5, because Utah and UCLA are both 9 and 10. So UCLA plays ASU, Utah plays Oregon. If Oregon wins that, if UCLA and Oregon both win, if ASU and Oregon, well, Oregon is locked up in the top 4, but if Oregon beats Utah, ASU beats UCLA, they're all 9 and 11. And we would just need, along with Cal. So, yeah, that's the mess we're looking at in the standings real quick. But nonetheless, with the Pac-12 tournament coming up, that is look, every game, they're cliche because they're true, right? Pitchfork Lunchers, you know this. Every game this time of year is huge, but for ASU to get that, they would be one game. They would finish the season 1 game below 500, so they would finish 15-16 overall. Like I said, 9-11 in the Pac-12. So if they're the 6th seed, because right now they're in the 9 spot. So, like I said, beating UCLA and having Oregon beat Utah, I don't know if it would shake it up because you'd have Utah at 9-11, UCLA at 9-11, Washington at 9-11, ASU at 9-11, and Cal at 9-11. So, but yeah, right now they're in the 9, so they would be playing Cal in the first round. And again, I don't know if that can change, but that's why I might as well just let the games play out, see what happens. So that is where men's hoops is at. And again, we'll get back to it. Baseball, like I said, kids, Pac-12 conference play opening weekend, and the Ducks migrate south to Tempe to take on the 6-6 Devils, who are 6-6 overall, 5-5 at home, 1-0 away, and then 0-1 on a neutral site. So, first pitch tonight, 6:35 p.m. at Phoenix Muni. It's on the ASU live stream. All 3 of these games actually on the ASU live stream. But yes, Phoenix Muni, 6:35 p.m. tonight. And it's a again, and then speaking of, standings, obviously they are 6-6, but when we look at the baseball standings real quick, Oregon State 12-1 in non-conference play, the best of the Pac-12. Oregon and Utah at 9-3, Cal at 8-3, Washington State at 7-4, both ASU and Stanford at 6-6, Arizona and UCLA at 5-6, Washington at 3-5-1, and then USC at 3-9 overall. So, yeah, if you're the Devils, man, winning series, let's go. But it starts tonight against Oregon, and we shall see if Thomas Burns is a Friday night starter. He has been the Friday night starter, but to start Pac-12 play, we shall see. But that is where they are at home, 6:35 p.m. Baseball taking on Oregon at Phoenix Muni. Softball is on the road as they are up in Seattle. And again, a team that's 14-7 overall. And all that at home. This is going to be their first away game and neutral site game. Well, they're 0-0 in neutral site game. So, yeah, first away game. But, yeah, 14-7 overall as they head up to the Pacific Northwest at 7 p.m. And that's on the Washington live stream. You can check it out. So, again, you can, split windows there or on your smart TV as well, too. Either way, however you want to do it. But 7 p.m. First pitch as the Devils take on the number 5 Huskies in Seattle. So 7 o'clock tonight, 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then noon on Sunday before they return home for a Tuesday matchup against Grand Canyon at 6 p.m. Farrington Stadium. So get on out there. And then next weekend, the Beavers come to town. Just a little heads up. So the 15th, 16th, and 17th. The 15th, 16th, and 17th, 6 p.m., 5 p.m., and 1 p.m. all next weekend. So anyway, but Washington first as, again, they're the number 5 team in the country. So that is where softball is at. So I'm going to step aside real quick. When we get back, we're going to dive into what was the night in the men's hoops game as they fell to USC 81-73. Needing that win, obviously. Like I said, that team down south is the regular season Pac-12 champs. Kind of a bummer. Yes, I know, but they Coach Hurley said it. And, yeah, eye test alone, as much as it pains me to say, they are a very good and deep team. And they're going to be a tough out. But the regular season, the final regular season Pac-12, well, as we know it, champs are the Cats. So that is where we are at. But I'll step aside real quick. When we get back, we'll jump into hoops. And again, what was the inevitable downfall in the final stretch for the Devils. But more coming up here on Pitchfork Lunch. And we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You see the show live here on my IG, michael.cartoon.5. And yes, like I said, off top of the show. And I will remind you at the end, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on the good old YouTube. So yes, subscribe to that. And you can catch up, binge watch all the episodes you've missed here in the first season of Pitchfork Lunch. As like I said, it was a brainchild for a while, going around Sun Devil Athletics, getting coaches, getting players, getting to know programs, all that good stuff. And by the way, hockey headed up to Alaska. They play tonight as well, as they will be taking on Alaska Anchorage, who they already beat twice earlier this season. So I'll talk about that coming up too as well. But yeah, going for wins number 24 and 25 on the season. But yeah, men's basketball last night, 81-73, like I said, was the finals, tied at 32 at the half, and then SC 49-41 in the second half. They ended up shooting 50% from the three-point line, which inevitably did the Sun Devils in. Yeah, which inevitably did the Sun Devils in. But I mean, ASU got to the free throw line. That wasn't the issue. I mean, both teams got to the free throw line as both attempted 30. ASU 22 at 30, SC 25 at 30 from the free throw line. But yeah, Frankie Collins, I mean, I touched on it off the top. 11 points. He played, 33 of the 40 minutes, but he did foul out. 11 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, and 4 steals for Frankie Collins. And that, again, not a bad game, but you can't foul out with 3 minutes left to go. And yes, again, I'm not going to sit there and go down the Pac-12 officiating rabbit hole. Like I said, both teams getting to the free throw line 30 times. So what do I say? Consistency. If it's going to be terrible, at least be terrible on both ends. Obviously, if it's going to be, whatever's called on one end, call on the other. If it's going to be terrible across the board. If it's going to be great across the board. But just be consistent. And both teams literally having the same amount of free throw attempts, 30 fouls. ASU committed 23. USC committed 21 fouls. So again, it's that part. Not really can't go down a rabbit hole. Now, saying some of them were fouls. I mean, the fourth foul Frankie Collins picked up again. Like I said, I think it was a little bit over 5 minutes. A little bit under 5 minutes, a little out 5 minutes, but then he fouled out at literally it was like 2:59 left to go in the game. And that's when you need your leader, your floor general, to overstate the obvious, but that's when you want him on the floor, need him on the floor at that point. But yeah, like I talk about Jose Perez, man, when USC went zone, like, yes, you have to have somebody that flashes up to the high post, and he is looking to dish to get it to guys in the corner rotation. But, man, he took it to the rim and got fouled a lot, 11 for 11 from the free throw line, a 100% night for Jose Perez, 25 points overall. It's just, a hell of an efficient night, 7 for 12 from the field overall, 0 for 1 from 3. But like I said, 11 for 11, so 25 points. 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. I mean, it's just that's balling out. And as much as he likes to kid around saying he's, the old man of the group and, playing college basketball for, 6-7 seasons. But that experience, that again, might not be the fastest player on the court, but will sit there, get the ball, has no problem going to the rim, has that mid-range shot that can go down. And he's very consistent, obviously, with the mid-range shot. So yes, it does go down, but getting to the free throw line. I mean, you look at on the season for Jose Perez, I want to say he's at 83% from the free throw line. But don't fully quote me on that yet, because this is a team that they've attempted 598 free throws. They've made 397. So they're at 66.4%, which, again, on a season, not good. That needs to be up to like 75% at a bare minimum. To me, so, I mean, their opponents are shooting 70% from the free throw line, but yeah, for Jose Perez, he is 141 out of 191 this season. Oh, I said 80. So 74%. 74% from the free throw line. Now, Adam Miller, who, again, didn't play the first half of the season because of the multiple transfer rule and the court decision that came down. But Adam Miller is shooting 81%, almost 82%. He's 63-77 on the season. But, yeah, you got Kamari Lance, who's at 68%. He's 26-38. Brian Celebonge, 45%. 45%. 31-68. Sean Phillips Jr., the injury, he's at 51%. So that needs to step up. And again, Sean Phillips Jr. is going to grow, but he's at 51%. Alonzo Gaffney, literally has only attempted 21 free throws on the season. For Sean Phillips Jr., he's only attempted 33, but he's 11 for 21, so he's 52%. Jemiah Neal, 43 for 63, 68%. And then Adam Miller, like I said, 63 for 77, 81.8%. Jose Perez, 141 out of 191, 73.8%. Frankie Collins, 52 out of 88. That's, again, the leadership, how he runs the offense, getting guys into it, getting to the rim, making sure it's flowing. Love all those aspects of his game, but the free throw shooting, and he said it. His shot got much better. His three-point shooting has gotten better, but the free throw shooting needs to be on a much more consistent clip. So, and again, we'll see what the stretch run does. Teams aren't going to want to foul Jose Perez and Adam Miller, but again, they get the ball, you get to the hoop, you get fouled, get that contact, get other teams in foul trouble. Could be huge. But nonetheless, as we look at, the 81-73 loss, to talk about that. But yeah, the way the game was flowing last night, in the first half, like I said, it was tied. Jemiah Neal right before half. Oh man, the defender, granted, you see USC is at the free throw line. First goes down, misses the second, and ASU, gets a rebound, gets it up court quick, and the defender is just like fading off of Jemiah Neal, and he put up a three, and it was online, but just ends up missing it. And you look at that, it's a chance to go up by 3 at half. Now, granted, the final could have been 81-76, if you think about it, but just momentum. And I never felt ASU was out of this game. Now, with obviously, like I said, a healthy Boogie Ellis, Isaiah Collier only had 8 points in 27 minutes. Boogie Ellis played 26 minutes. Kobe Johnson, who played 34, like I said, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal for Kobe Johnson. So, yeah, and the Devils, again, getting out rebounded 32-22. Now, if shots are falling, there's not opportunities for rebounds. And in the second half, when SC was shooting 63% from the three-point line, 7 for 11, like I said, they finished at 50% for the game. 50% from three, 83% from the free throw line, 45.8% from the field in general. ASU 50% from the field and 73.3% from the free throw line. Not bad, but the 18.8% from the three-point line. And look, yes, I get you in this day and age, if you're not sinking threes, it is tougher to win. But look, as much as they got to the foul line, hitting mid-range shots, you're getting open, get to the rim, take those shots. And I think that Bobby Hurley's instilled that balance in his team. And, Jose Perez, again, has shown he can be a solid three-point shooter, but he gets in that mid-range game, gets to the rim. Hey, man, you'll take free points. You'll take N1s all day long. But the way Perez played last night, the matchup, and look, USC's got a lot of length. We understand that. With, like I said, a Boogie Ellis. Boogie Ellis was 6 for 8 from the three-point line, shooting 75% from the three-point line himself. Kobe Johnson was 3 for 5. He was 60%. So, between those two, you're 9 for 13 from the three-point line. Yeah. That's insane. So you're just shooting over 75% between two guys from the three-point line. That's tough to overcome. And they put up, 13. Like I said, 8 for Ellis, who was 6 for 8. And if you're making them and you're in that zone, why not keep shooting them? But for ASU, again, when you're not, and granted, you're going to have to take some threes late. So, again, some of those threes, when you're trying to catch up, gets to, a minute and a half, gets to a minute. If you're open, you're going to take them. I understand. I get that side of it. But I'm just saying earlier in the game, not putting yourself in that situation. That, yes, is the jigsaw puzzle to solve. But look, the way Jose Perez played all year long, last night, obviously, just it echoes it. They should be able to beat UCLA. They owe them that, to say the least. They definitely owe them that for what happened in Tempe, because 85% of that game, 90% of that game, dominated by ASU. The technical fouls, the wheels kind of fell off. You get the personal foul shot, the technical foul shot, you get the ball back. You talk about crushing every momentum thing that you've built. And was it self-inflicted? Did words need not to be said? Yes. Was the technicals deserved? Absolutely not. All of them, no, absolutely not. But neither here nor there. You lose to SC, but you want to get into the Pac-12. You want to go into the Pac-12 tournament with a win, because if you are in that 8-9, again, I don't know if they can get up to 7. That wouldn't be bad either. If you could somehow get to 7, but you have to win. You take care of business and win for men's hoops, then you have you're taking care of business first. That will work. But yeah, look, Frankie Collins, can't foul out. But Perez, Adam Miller, do what you're doing, man. Just keep doing it. You're gonna need a game from Sean Phillips Jr. too. Not getting in foul trouble, but with Adem Bona down low for UCLA. That's going to be the tough part. And that game tomorrow it's on Fox Sports 1 again. Tomorrow night, I want to say. Fox Sports 1. And same time that last night's game was on 9 p.m. local time, Fox Sports 1. You can listen to it on the radio on 6:20 a.m. and also Sirius XM channel 387. So you have which way of knowing to watch it, when to watch it, 9 p.m. If you have any questions and you just want me to remind you again, hit me up on X at Diablo00. Hit me up. But that is 9 p.m. tomorrow night, the last game as Pac-12 foes in Pauley Pavilion. And I hope, with within the next year or two, schedule. For the other sports, I mean, basketball could be one of them because of UCLA going to the Big Ten and travel, but basketball, I mean, and you heard Coach Natasha Adair on the women's side talk about this, how, they're still, out of conference games wanting to play each other to kind of keep these alive. Now, probably won't see them twice, but, you can sign home and home series so you can get, a few of the old foes in town and still go there. For basketball, it wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, you think softball, baseball, track and field. Well, softball from the UCLA side, but obviously baseball, USC and UCLA. It's just, we'll have to wait and see. And again, I'm not going to, jump off that ship because that's a conversation for another day. But the men, Pauley Pavilion tomorrow. And again, having caught a few ASU UCLA games at Pauley Pavilion over the years, I've talked about it. It's one of those things where getting to actually see the Wizard of Westwood, as he was known, John Wooden, and when he would go to UCLA games and actually getting to, like I said, one time, I mean, I saw him multiple times, but shake his hand and, have a little exchange with him is absolutely phenomenal. But I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It is frustrating and crazy, but again, hopefully, like I said, in these other sports, I mean, softball, baseball, even in basketball, it's one of those things. And I mean, obviously, hockey, I don't have to worry about, but like tennis, swimming and diving, wrestling, and I don't know how annoyed Washington State and Oregon State are going to be to want to, help any of them out. And, these schools might be thinking, well, if we schedule them, we're helping them. There's going to be a lot more to come out to this, because football schedules for next year are up, conferences, have them out, home and away, just not exact dates. But man, I mean, think about it when, with golf and track and field, and then volleyball, obviously on the women's side, soccer as well, cross country, beach volleyball. So it's very, very interesting. And like I said, kind of got off on a tangent there, but for hoops, like I said, obviously, I want ASU to go back to Pauley Pavilion, sooner rather than later. And I want UCLA to come here too, to Tempe as well. But anywho, side note. But I'm going to take a quick break. And when I get back, we'll talk hockey and their matchup with Alaska Anchorage, their final 2 games of the season up in Alaska. And yes, you'll be able to listen to them if you need to. So we'll step aside, but more coming up here on Pitchfork Lunch.
Audio Jungle.
All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caracino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Check it out live every day, same bat time, same bat channel, 12 to 1, Monday through Friday, as we rock on and keep going. But yes, hockey wrapping up their season, looking for their 24th and 25th victories of the season as they headed back up to Alaska for the second time in 3 weeks. And they are 23-7-6. Like I said, they finished their home record at 19-5-4, 4-2-2 away, and no neutral site games. So we go from there. But yeah, Alaska Anchorage, who they played back in November, they won 4-3 and 3-0. The goal scorers that weekend, Ty Jackson, Tim Lovell, Matthew Copra, and Charlie Schoen scored on Friday night. And then the Saturday night game, which was a 3-0 shutout for the Devils, Brandon Tabakin, Dylan Jackson, and Ryan Alexander. So 7 total goals, 7 different goal scorers, and each obviously each player has grown since then. But yeah, looking at this team, and then tonight at 9:07 p.m. If you want to check it out, when you check it out, like I said, 9:07 p.m. It's on the University of Alaska Anchorage YouTube, which is free, so you can watch it there, and also you can listen to it on Fox Sports 910 a.m. locally here. And then same thing tomorrow, although tomorrow it's at 7:07 p.m. and you can go to the Alaska Anchorage YouTube channel, and it is free on that. Also on Fox Sports 910, so 7:07 tomorrow. But man, like I said, and we'll rap more about it on Monday. But what is just a phenomenal season that this team 23-7-6. Like I said, if they can go 25-7-6, get 2 wins, or even if they split, they go 24-8-6. Like, wow, just absolute wow. And again, you got some guys that'll be moving on, but a young core, a young talented core coming back too, and man, it's very exciting as they go into, again, last summer it was known, but they go into a conference. NCHC. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, look, Matthew Copra, 21 goals on the season. Gets over 20. The next, and Tyler Gratton had 12. Has 12. And then, like I said, you get Ryan O'Reilly and Jackson Niedermeyer both have 9 goals. Charlie Schoen has 8 on the season. Dylan Jackson and Lucas Sillinger have 7, but 35 assists for Lucas Sillinger, 30 assists for Tim Lovell, who, has chipped in 5 goals as well. So making sure the puck's moving offense and getting to spots, like Sillinger and Lovell have done that at a very, very high clip. Brian Chambers, 16 assists. Benji Eckerly, 15 assists. Ty Jackson and Anthony Dowd both have 10. Double digits. Matthew Copra with 13. 21 goals with 13 assists. So yeah, it's like that. To me, obviously, very very exciting part to it. And look, the way Coach Powers had them play all season long, guys. Like, it's it's yes, an exciting brand of hockey, but they've gone toe to toe with some of the biggest teams in the country. And like again, you split with Providence, you split with Denver. Yes, Cornell came in here and did beat them twice after they beat Cornell. Well, they got a shootout win in the Adirondack Winter Invitational, in which they won the Invitational. They beat Clarkson and then they beat Cornell, who's number 17 at the time. And then you know but Cornell came here and they lost 3-2 in overtime on January 12th, and then they lost 4-1 on Saturday, January 13th. And then Augustana, they went back and forth with that next game out, which they had. They lost 5-4, but then they turned around the next night and won 3-2. And then Lindenwood, they got a tie. It was 4-4 in overtime. They did win the shootout, and then the next night they just put it on Lindenwood, beat them 5-1. Then went up to Alaska Fairbanks, won 2-0 and 4-2, and then came back for Alaska Fairbanks. They lost 3-1, but then won 4-3 in overtime. And then with Long Island, they won 4-2 and 4-3. So, look, with Alaska Anchorage, like I said, it's a team that their hockey team is 14, 16, and 2. And, we heard Coach Powers early in the week, he alluded to it, like, they they had some big wins. They beat Penn State 6-5. And then they lost to they beat, UMass Lowell in overtime. They got a 1-0 win over Wisconsin at Wisconsin. I mean, they lost the next night 5-0, but they still got a 1-0 win. And then they've fallen to Alaska Fairbanks, fallen to UMass, which again, tough schedule, but same thing with they beat Providence 4-0. They split with Providence. They beat them, they lost 2-0 and then won 4-0. So look, ASU going up there, it's going to be a it's going to be a challenge. But look, 25 wins on the season. We'll definitely have more to rap about on Monday as we go from there. But yeah, so man, hats off to them. And yeah, forks up all day long to the hockey team as that. And then like I said, swimming. After 2 days of the Pac-12 championships, they won each of the 4 events they swam in tonight in the Thursday finals, well, also last night, to take first place among 6 schools competing. They currently sit at 96.5 points ahead of Stanford second. But after day 2, 200 medley relay first, 800 free relay first, 500 free first, 200 IM first, 50 free first, and the 200 free relay first. I mean, after day 2, ASU had 401 points, Stanford 304.5, Cal 237, Arizona 224.5, USC 221, Utah 111. They're looking to repeat as Pac-12 champs. And that last year was the first time they did it. Now they're looking to come back to back. And then, like I said, Leon Marchand becomes a Pac-12 champion in the 500 free for the first time in his career, and he did it with breaking the record. 406.18 in the 500 free. Oh, that's just sick. And they also got the 200 medley relay along with Marchand, Jack Dolan, Ilya Karan, and Johnny Kulo did it the 200 medley relay in 1:20:55. So 2 records right there. And I mean, last year Marchand got the 200 individual medley 1:36:34. The 400 individual medley last year he did it in 3:28:82, and then the 200 breast last year he did it in 1:46:91. So those are NCAA records, obviously held by Sun Devils. And then Hubert Kos won his first conference championship as he won the 200 IM in a time of 1:38:77, the fastest time in the country. This year, the Sun and the NCAA, the Sun Devils have now won the 200 IM in each of the last 3 Pac-12 championships. So yes, forks up. We will get to more of it on Monday with overall results. But yeah, kids, this is again trying to go back to back, which would be phenomenal. So before I get out of here, but that is so yep, they're going today, and then they will finish up tomorrow. So yeah, very, very stoked for Coach Bowman. Sun Devil swimming. Yeah, just absolutely phenomenal, to say the least. So yeah, very, 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 very stoked for that. So, but I'm gonna get out of here. Everybody have a great rest of your Friday as and weekend. Again, I told you a lot going on. So obviously men's hoops tomorrow night, 9:00, Fox Sports 1, hockey tonight, 9:07. You can watch it on the Alaska Anchorage YouTube, also on Fox Sports 9, 10 a.m. I'll have the radio call 9:07 tonight, 7:07 tomorrow. And then baseball, 6:35 tonight. Ducks are in Tempe, conference opener. So let's get out there, root the Devils on. And tomorrow night is 90s night, so don't forget that for baseball. But yeah, 6:35 tonight. And tomorrow night they will be playing, obviously, Oregon again, 3-game series tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And that is they're both at 6:35. So 6:35 tonight and tomorrow night, and then 12:05 is the getaway game, the Sunday game, all at Phoenix Muni. So again, let's get on out there and cheer on the Devils. Watch this young baseball team, but going to be exciting. Going to be exciting with anything we've seen defensively. Very stoked for this team. So we'll get into more of it on Monday, have the wrap up from there. But like I said, everybody have a great rest of your Friday. Again, enjoy all Sun Devil athletics that you can, get on out to. And keep track of swimming championships. As like I said, it is all day today and then tomorrow as well too. So that is going to be it for me. Have a great rest of your Friday. I'll see you Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. Again, at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter, my IG, Michael.Carrasino.5. And yes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Pitchfork Lunchers is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat, 005 at MVC005 on YouTube. Subscribe. But yes, we will have more on Monday. And again, when you subscribe to the YouTube at MVC005, guess what? You can binge watch all the shows because they are all there that you've missed. A ton of great interviews, multiple coaches, players, insiders, voices, all that good stuff. We got you. I got you. So subscribe away. And as it being Friday, kids, you know this, you get a little extra bonus on the way out because, hey, everything is great about the Sun Devils, as we know. And I'm going to start on Monday too, reminding about Pat's Run, the donation, and my hashtag campaign to get Seth MacFarlane on this show, because the creator, writer of Ted, What Is Up, and Ted 2, which were hilarious, epically hilarious movies. But man, picking on Arizona State, we don't do that. And why Pitchfork Lunchers? Well, because of this. Have a great Friday. Enjoy this little extra bonus because it is so very true.
I'm from Arizona, Jerry. I broke Arizona records.
Rod.
I went to Arizona State.
Rod.
I'm a Sun Devil, man.
Terry's three. Johnny Walker matching up against control. His shot. Bruce score, they score. They tie the game up 2-2. Some drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. This is Taya Hansen for three. Other side of the rim with a pretty reverse. Wow. 5 seconds to go. Find Hawk. Hawk spins. It rolls off. And Arizona State wins it. Edwards pulls off. And buries the puck. Daniels takes his shot.